Hello, this is Richard Ancona, President of Chapter 2 in District 2, New York State of the American Academy of Pediatrics. The question was asked, what value does the chapter have to pediatrics and to the children we take care of? You're looking at some pictures of Long Island that includes Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk. And I guess the events that happened in this area, which is our chapter, the events that happened in October can quickly answer that particular question. The southern part of this island, in Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk, sits in the Atlantic Ocean. At that time, we were visited by a hurricane, Hurricane Sandy. That hurricane was a disaster to this area. Communities were wiped away. Homes were lost, presently sitting at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. What is that to do with pediatrics? Well, there are practices that were in that area that also were lost, that are also sitting at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And these catastrophic events bring us together and make us realize why there's value in being a member of the Academy. The events brought us together in many ways. Those individuals who lost their practices were quickly asked by other chapter members, and believe me, you don't have to be a member of the AAP to have this done, but the members reached out to those that lost their practices and brought them into their practices so that they can continue to see their children and give the care that's needed in pediatrics. It didn't matter, as I said, whether you were a member or not. What's more of a disaster than losing your practice is your supplies. At the bottom of that Atlantic Ocean sits office supplies. What is the most costly office supply in this practice of pediatrics is your immunizations. So what does a individual do who now has lost all of their immunizations? How do they prove to the insurance company what they lost? They have no more records. There's nothing there. Will the insurance companies reimburse them for what they lost? You know, having insurance is a very interesting concept, but you never know what you're going to get from it when you need to use it because you don't know what in the world is covered. So these pediatricians obviously went ahead and filled out the forms that the insurance companies require you to do, listing what you did or didn't lose. But the question comes, what are they going to replace? How much are they going to replace? What is their deductible? So what the chapter did is we reached out first to New York State, the Vaccine for Children's program, and asked them what they were willing to do for us. The answer was, whatever we needed, these people would get, free of charge, hassle-free. That was it. You can have it. We reached out to the big guns, GSK, Sanofi, Merck, and Wyatt. And we asked them the same question. Well, they gave us two answers. One is that they would extend 60 days the payment period, that's usually 90 days, so practically a half a year before you would have to pay whatever it is you were purchasing. The second thing they said that if you couldn't prove with the insurance companies what it is you lost, they would supply you free of charge, hassle-free. So being member, having membership has its value. The other question that was asked is, what can leadership do for members? There's such a schism in this organization, and the division is those that are in academia and those that are in private practice. I, for one, believe that the Academy doesn't really take the private practitioner as serious as they should take, and they should realize what the frustrations are in private practice. With the healthcare bill now passed and slowly being implemented, care has to be taken for those of us who truly work in the trenches in everyday pediatrics. If things continue going the way they're going and a pediatrician who's in private practice isn't understood better by leadership, I truly don't think there will be anything called private practice in the future. That, to me, would be a tremendous loss to this nation, a tremendous loss to pediatrics, and a tremendous loss for the academy. We need private practice. We need people who are dedicated to the children that we see on a daily basis. We do not need to be continuously institutionalized and bought out by big business.